So I want to welcome you. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for tuning in. I want to welcome everyone, especially my fellow entrepreneurs, women in career transitions, or really anyone who is feeling like the life they built no longer is fitting quite right. Now, maybe you've been pushing, second guessing, running on disappointment and sheer willpower, but instead of feeling excited about what's next, you're tired. You just don't have it in you anymore. And I want to start by saying something that I wish I had more clarity on when I was in that place. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not lazy. You're not incapable. You're burnt out trying to function like someone that you are not. And sometimes what looks like burnout is really misalignment. So, how do I know this? How did I experience it? So, let me tell you. I spent more than 20 years in the IT industry, and when I first started, I was on fire about it. It lit me up entirely. I loved everything about it. As time went on, the industry changed. We went from on-prem servers to everything was in the cloud. Everything was different. Things just weren't as exciting for me anymore, and I almost felt I felt guilty almost. Like, I've dedicated so many years to this, and why is it that why am I losing it? What am I doing wrong? Where am I losing it? Especially when I see people who have been in the industry who started before I did and were still going. Um, and I just didn't have it in me. Well, we I left that career and I moved into digital marketing. Now, I had done marketing for the entire time I had the IT business. And so it was sort of a natural shift for me, right? It was something that was very interesting to me. I love learning, and there was a lot to learn in there, and I kept learning. But then when I started doing marketing for other small businesses, it I it didn't feel right. And instead of being motivated, I just felt like I was dragging myself through each task. Just no motivation. And I thought maybe I needed more discipline. Maybe I needed more structure. Maybe, a better planner, a new, operating, way to operate something. But then as time went on, I left that behind as well. And I learned about spiritual coaching, NLP, hypnosis, human design, energy work, and things really started to make sense and come into place for me. So when I started to understand how my energy is meant to move, everything changed. Now I find myself, I swear to you, literally dancing in the middle of the day. Not because everything is perfect, because there's never one time when everything is perfect, but because I feel like I'm finally flowing again. I feel like I'm being me instead of performing an exhausting version of someone I think I should be, right? So let's talk about what I didn't know yet, and maybe you don't know. In human design, we each have something called our energy type. Now, human design is made up of many, many different elements. The gates, the channels, the incarnation cross. It's many, many different elements, but none of those things really come into play or can really be expressed fully unless you have three foundational things that you are living. That would be your energy type, your strategy, and your authority. Now, today, what I want to talk about is your energy type. And what your energy type is your primary energetic role in this world. It describes how you are designed to engage with the world, how others are going to experience your energy, and how you move through life with the least resistance. Okay? It's not about changing who you are, it's about getting out of resistance and into resonance with the energy, the way you already have it, how it wants to move. Okay? So, what does your energy type tell you? Your energy type tells you how you are meant to naturally interact with the world, what kind of energy patterns feel the most sustainable, and where burnout or resistance can creep when you're pushing in a way that's not aligned with you, right? So, we're going to go over there are 5 different energy types, and each has a particular strategy or optimal way of functioning. They each have a signature theme, which is your sign that you are living in alignment. And they each have a not self theme, which, as you can guess, lets you know that you are out of alignment. Okay? So we're going to start with manifestors. Manifestors are the creators. Okay? Their strategy is to inform before you act. So manifestors are the ones that are bringing thought into matter. So you'll have these ideas, you'll have these sparks of inspiration that you want to bring into the world. And your best way of moving through the world is when you have made a decision that this is the thing that you want to do, you are going to inform the people that are going to be impacted by it. Now, you're not informing to ask permission. You're not saying, hey, I want to do this. What are your thoughts? No. You're just saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Letting you know, come if you want. Okay? Your signature theme, when you are flowing as you should, is a feeling of peace. Peace because you are creating the things you want to create. Your not self theme is anger, right? It's that anger that you're not able to do the things that you want to create. So you're here to initiate, to spark movements, but you need the freedom and the space to move. Burnout happens when you are micromanaged or you are trying to people please, when you have restraints put on you, or you're doing things that you feel others want you to do, not you. That's where burnout happens for a manifestor. The next one we're going to move on to is generators. Now, generators, as it's implied in the word, are the ones who create the energy for the world. Now, the strategy for a generator is to wait to respond. So, what does this mean? Unlike the manifestor, the manifestor is the one initiating these ideas. A generator is the one who is looking for what is available, and they are waiting for that thing that they're like, that's what I want to do. Now, this is where authority comes in, and I will talk about authority in another video. But when they listen to their authority and they say, this is what I want to do, and they do that, and it has to be something that you as a generator are lit up about. With that, you generate the energy in order to do this thing that you want to do. That energy that you put into it, that you are creating, others are then feeling it, and they are also being affected by it, and they can amplify it because you are the source of energy for others in the world. So what is your signature theme? Satisfaction, right? When you get to do the thing that you love, that satisfaction that you feel from doing it. Your not self theme? Frustration, right? You're not allowed. You see this thing that you want to do, you know what you want to do, you feel it in your body, and you're not allowed to do it. It causes you a great deal of frustration. So, you, as a generator, you're here to build and create from that thing that lights you up. But you're going to feel the burnout when you say yes to things out of obligation. So it's not that thing that lights you up, it's that thing that you feel you have to do. And that can lead to burnout, to frustration, to just feeling way out of alignment. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is manifesting generators. And as you can imagine, manifesting generators is a combination of the manifestor and the generator. Now, the strategy for the manifesting generator is wait to respond, then inform. So, unlike the manifestor, where they are the ones who are, creating the ideas or initiating the sparks, the manifesting generator, like the generator, is also waiting to respond, but they have the ability to have more than one thing that they are responding to at a time. They have enough energy to pursue different joys at a time. So what is the signature theme? It's a combination. Signature theme. They know they're in alignment when they are feeling sensations of satisfaction and peace. Not self-theme. When they are out of alignment, they are feeling frustration and then anger, right? That frustration of not being able to do the things that they love to do and that anger about it. So manifesting generators are a fast-moving hybrid, right? So if they want to go from A to Z, they'll go A, L, Z. They'll skip right over. And then if they miss something, they'll back over to T, Y, Z, right? They're time benders. But in order to do that, you need to have the ability to pivot, because when you're moving that fast, you'll get to the point where you've done what you wanted to do, and now you want to move on to the next thing, and that's fine. You have to give yourself the allowance to do so, right? Now, what happens when you feel burnout? You're going to feel burnout when you are forcing yourself to move in that linear, step-by-step way that kills your joy, because you want to speed run it, and you can speed run it, but if you are forced to do it step by step, it's going to just ruin it for you. Okay? That's where burnout can come in. Next, we're going to move on to projectors. Now, projectors are not here to obviously to create any sort of energy. What projectors are here to do is to observe what's going on around them and to come up with the solutions or the ideas that are suited for the situation. Now, the strategy for a projector is to wait for the invitation. Okay? So, in a projector may see something where they see, oh, this is the obvious solution for that. But if they go in with the solution and they try and present it before they are asked to, the people who they present it to may not be ready for it, may not accept it, may not take it, into consideration. And so the signature theme for a projector is going to be success. Oh, I gave them this advice, told them that this was the solution, they took it, and it was successful. That feeling of success. The not self theme is bitterness. I told them what to do, and I know it's the right thing, and they didn't even consider it, and get that feeling of bitterness. So as a projector, you are here to guide the energy, not to generate it. Okay? So what can happen is burnout can creep in when you are trying to push to keep up with others rather than letting the recognition come to you, right? So you're seeing that others are putting forth their ideas, putting forth their solutions. You too are putting yours forth without being asked, and it's not being met, and you're not going to handle that the same way as maybe a generator, a manifesting generator. You're going to feel a sense of bitterness, and it's going to burn you out quicker. Okay? And lastly, we have the reflectors. Now, the reflectors are a very interesting group because their energy centers are more, they are not, they have more undefined energy centers. So they are more open to the influence of the energy of others. And so they have a very interesting strategy as well. Their strategy is to wait a lunar cycle. So when there's a decision to be made or something to make a choice on, they are to wait a lunar cycle. And their signature theme is surprise. That was very interesting. That was a surprise. Their not self theme is disappointment, right? So reflectors are here to reflect and sample the world because they are so open to the energy of others. You're here to really experience how others experience things. You're here to experience more of the world. And so you need the time, the space, and the nourishing environment in order to be able to do that. Burnout can happen when you feel a pressure to decide or be sure about something as quickly as possible. That's not how you function. That's going to make you feel, that pressure. That to make a decision that in the end you will likely feel disappointment with. Okay, so these are the 5 energy types and their strategies. So what is conditioning? And so what happens? So if we're all designed to operate with this kind of ease, why are we, so many of us, experiencing burnout? Well, conditioning, right? We have conditioning from family, from culture, from the hustle culture, that pressure to be productive 24/7. We learn very, very early on to override our own intuition and our body wisdom. And so that's where NLP and hypnosis can come in, or hypnotherapy. Um, these modalities help us to rewire our subconscious patterns that keep us stuck in loops that were never ours to begin with, right? So they help us stop pushing through and against our natural way of functioning and start listening to our own selves, okay? And then there are spiritual practices, mindful breathing, journaling, stillness, honest reflection, so much more. And they help us to keep connected to our higher self. This keeps our decisions clean, our energy clearer, and our alignment more intact. Okay, so here's what I want you to remember. Burnout isn't always about doing too much. It's about doing it the wrong way for us, energetically. All right? You're not running out of energy. You're running away from your own design. So, if this resonated with you, I invite you to join the Transformational Shift. It is a 2-part experience where we dig deep into your design and identify where you are out of sync. In the first session, we look at your human design, your energy, your strategy, your type, your profile, your energy centers, and much, much more. And where conditioning and blocks have been created that are maybe causing some burnout or more. In the second, we use hypnosis to help your subconscious release that which no longer serves you. Now, this isn't fluff. This is real alignment work. Okay? If you want the details, just comment the word shift and I will send you the info. All right? So, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is work that I'm very, very passionate about. Um, it is truly transformational, and I hope to help as many people with this as humanly possible. So tell me, what part of this hit home for you? And what would you love for me to cover deeper in a future live? Hmm? Drop me in the comments or message me. I am always, always listening. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.